So everyone and their mother knows that War Thunder is receiving a new update in the near future, and the poster boy will be the MiG-29 F-16. My interest lies within the MiG-29, so may have indulged a little, and now I have an SU-25K in my back pocket. It's probably one of the best premiums for its BR that I've played. So let's kick this thing off with the most important thing. Is the SU-25 worth the price? I think everything in Gaijin store is overpriced, but if you have money to burn or you like the sound of my voice, stick around. We shall continue. Alright, so number 2, an overview. What does this plane have to offer? It is a great variety of weaponry, extraordinary missiles, decent acceleration and top speed, maneuverability is a bit mid, and last but not least, it's quite durable. The missile it has is the R-60KM. It is an all-aspect missile with 30G overload and 25-second guidance time and a top speed of Mach 2.5. Long story short, it's a very good dogfight missile through and through. I mean, being a Swedish main, I don't get a missile with the same G overload until, well, I just don't. Going back on track, this is 9.7, so you can only take 2 of these, so use them wisely, but not necessarily carefully. Because being an all-aspect, you can fire them at a plane from any direction. A little thing to note though, the lock range is 2 kilometers, unless you're coming from behind. Don't fret though, if you run out of missiles, you have a massive arsenal of gun pods. You can strap 4 of these babies to your aircraft, giving you the ability to win just about any head-on you get yourself into. Putting dogfighting aside for a minute, the gun pods are very useful for ground pounding. Your main gun has a pen of 41mm and 31 on the gun pods. They're going to be more useful in air than they are in ground though. The gun pods are not the only thing you can use, because the Su-25 has a mean array of bombs and rockets, with your max load coming out to 8 500kg bombs. So then this thing has a decent amount of positives, but it's time to move on. Let's talk about its speed. There is no afterburner, so you rely fully on the power of the engine itself, meaning that unless you get a full down tier, which all things considered is very rare, you won't be able to catch up to anyone if you miss a head-on or they just don't want to tango with you. If you want specifics, I can list a few aircraft that you can catch up to. Oh, give me a second, I've drawn a blank. There don't seem to be any. But on the bright side, without an afterburner, it makes it easier to dodge missiles, which are helped by your 250 flares. The Su-25 is not very maneuverable, and does a pretty good job at bleeding speed if you try and do a full turn. Also, you need to be wary. If you go above around 980 km per hour, your wings will break. But you will still do very well in games if you just stick to missiles and going for head-ons. As for general performance, in almost all games I've played with the Su-25, I've gotten 1 kill, but often I find myself getting more. The plane in and of itself is a bad one, slowish and sluggish, but the equipment it packs is overpowered for its BR. If you use it right, you can carry 2 guaranteed kills with those all-aspect missiles under your wings. One factor that some people consider the most important is that the plane is just quite fun to play. As I did, you'll have a blast playing this plane, and grinding through the USSR tech tree with it. So for its BR, I give it a 10 out of 10 for offensive weaponry, a 7 out of 10 for ordnance, a 5 out of 10 for maneuverability, and a 6 out of 10 for speed. The Su-25K gets my tick of approval. Thank you for watching to the end of the video, and let me know in the comments below what your thoughts on the Su-25 are, and if you would like me to continue making reviews of vehicles like this.